my name is Mindy Davis, and I'm a social studies instructor here, primarily working with the 7th through 9th grade students. Beginning in January, our junior high program decided to take a one-to-one route, with possibly the rest of the high school coming later. This is all made possible by your dedicated efforts to understanding and realizing that our students need more technology. The focus of my presentation will be to look at where we should head next. Based on the positive strides that we've had with the 6th through 8th grade students, we're hoping that you will decide to move to a one-to-one initiative with our 9th through 12th grade students next year. Here at Iowa Valley, we've been striving to improve our technology standards for a better effort to help prepare our students for life after graduation. One of the things that we need to do is increase the amount of computer access that our students currently have. Prior to this new push for technology, the number of computers our students have were actually very limited. Currently, our 6th through 8th grade students are in a one-to-one initiative, which means that with the 6th through 8th grade students, we have 105 iPads available for them to use on a daily basis. Some students take them home, some students leave them here at school based on parent request. Also, our library has an available computer lab for our students. Currently in this lab, we have 25 desktop PCs available for student usage. The students may use these during study hall time or during class time, but this requires the teacher to sign up in advance, and sometimes this gets extremely competitive. Realizing this is unacceptable, we start to add more computers. We have a business lab currently at this time, which has 18 desktop PCs. This lab is only available during the times when our business does not have a class that uses them. This means that students may come down during study hall, or teachers may sign out the available computers when they aren't being used. But again, this only happens 2 to 3 class periods per day. We also have a laptop cart available for teachers to use in their classrooms. This cart has 20 PC laptops available for checkout with a mobile Wi-Fi unit. The computers, unfortunately, are starting to deteriorate, even though they're only at about 3 years old. This comes from usage, battery life is being basically taken up, and the fact that they're just not available for everybody. And finally, available for students, we have access now in our study hall. As part of our IS3 initiative, we tried to take on improving the school study hall atmosphere. Previously, they had 3 PC desktops available for usage, but they were our older models, and so some students had problems using them. Due to money that has been invested, we've been able to purchase 6 new laptops for the availability of study hall usage only. We combine this with the 2 PC desktops that are still available. While computers here have taken a step in the right direction, the problem is that when we even include all of these different things, we are actually only at a 3-to-1 ratio. This does not include our 7th and 8th graders in our 712 building currently, but 3-to-1 still isn't very good. And if you take out the business computers, because they're only available a maximum of 3 class periods a day, our ratio moves closer to 4-to-1 with our 9th through 12th grade students. This means we have 4 students for every computer available. This is not necessarily adequate to prepare our students for the future. We here at Iowa Valley, myself and the staff included, believe that there is more that we can do. The iPad rollout has made a huge difference for our students. So really, what have they been doing with them that has made such huge strides? Well, it isn't just a change for the students, and it isn't just a change for the teachers, it's a change for everybody. And these are some of the things that our students have been able to do. First of all, our students have been actively participating in their note-taking. It used to be that when students got involved in note-taking, it required a very painful, entire class period full of handwriting. I know my social studies students have been never more happy that they've been able to type these versus writing them. But this isn't just in the social studies classroom. Science takes their notes on them, English takes their notes on them, English puts their spelling lists on there. We start to see this being used in English, math, science, and social studies, all of the major core areas. On top of that, this also allows our science class and our math classes to be able to email the notes to their students, so that while they're doing hands-on labs or working through equations together, students have the opportunity to put the pencil down, to pay attention to their teacher, and to learn more. They receive the emailed notes as a reference guide, but are receiving more through active hands-on participation. So many students are able to type faster versus writing, which means that we can move through more information at a faster pace, which gives us the opportunity to teach our students more during the day. Some of the students have ditched their assignment notebooks in an effort to become more digital. This means that they've been using specific note-taking apps to keep track of their daily assignments. It provides them with a nice little checkbox that as soon as they get finished with it, they're able to then check off the assignment. The iPads also have offered our students the opportunity to get involved more in writing. Instead of sitting down at their desk and continuing to write out news stories, research papers, creative writing concepts, different things like that, our students are now capable of typing them out. This means, first of all, for the teacher that it's easier for them to read, but second of all, it offers our students the opportunity to do more writing, which is something that we've been unfortunately getting away from. English classes find this extremely useful as they start writing their mysteries, their research papers, or any writing-based assignments. Every one of our classes, all of our core classes included, have been actively involved in increasing our writing in our classrooms. This allows us to do this more often and at quicker paces, versus allowing the students an increased amount of time to do the writing. The iPads have offered us an improved opportunity to take part in testing and studying online. Currently, twice a year, our students take MAP tests. MAP tests require the usage of computers. Computer testing is going to become one of the mainstreams, and it probably won't be long before the Iowa assessments are now available online. Making our students more comfortable with online testing is a really important and crucial component of making sure that they perform well and that scores are adequate when they take them on the computer. Personally, in my social studies class, I have been able to take the opportunity to employ the usage of a website, kia.com, which with a $50 subscription annually, I'm able to allow my students to do both of these things online. Now, it does require a little work on my part, but the results that I've seen from my students and the fact that they don't have to sit there and write essays every time they take a test is well worth the investment. Students have the opportunity, first of all, to review during this. I can take their game templates, whatever they may be. Here I have an example of a Hangman template that they have. I plug in the test questions or test-related items, and the students then actively review with this information. Students have a great time doing this. They all find games that they particularly like, whether it be Hangman or Battleship or Rags to Riches, which is a lot like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Then I can turn around on the same exact website. I offer the students an online testing option. This means that they get on the computer, they answer the questions, and then they type out their short answer and essay questions. I have noticed in the 8 years I've been employing the usage of this website that the amount of writing that students will do on the internet versus on paper has significantly increased. This, for me, shows a lot more of what students are learning, instead of being hindered by the fact that they don't want to sit there and write the entire time. This website is a very positive change and has been a huge improvement, and using it has been improved greatly by the fact that my 7th and 8th graders have iPads in the classroom. Before, it used to be that I would have to race down and plan at least a month in advance for this test and then sign up in the library. Sometimes I don't get them and sometimes I do. But now having iPads, this means that I can spend the entire class period in my room with the students where it's nice and quiet, no outside interruptions from people who are in the library, and they're able to take their tests in review in nice and quiet environments. Teachers that don't want to pay for these opportunities also have other applications that are available, like Socrative. This can be used more for formative-based assessment, which is the short-term, at the end of class sort of exit ticket. These changes are a huge improvement. Students really like them, and it offers them an opportunity to kind of use the latest technology to show exactly what they know. iPads also have offered students the opportunity to get involved through video recording and editing. Students can take information they've learned and plug them into new and inventive ways of displaying the information. This means through the creation of movies. The great thing about the iPad has been that the students have been able to use it as an active video camera or as an actual camera. They can take snapshots, they can record video imaging. Then they take it and they employ it into different Photoshop or video applications like iMovie, and they're able to make new and interesting types of projects. This offers an exciting opportunity for students that they've never had before, because video cameras here are very difficult to find, and then you have to plug them into the available desktops, which are even more difficult to find. By students having them at the internet at their fingertips, this allows them to get involved in active internet-based learning, which involves cyber hunts and web quests. Cyber hunts are like internet scavenger hunts, where the students are given a list of questions and they're asked to find the answers. Then they basically fill them out and turn them in. These are enrichment ideas and projects that have been available to students before, but never in the volume because of the need to get computer labs reserved. Now that students have iPads, they've been able to do these in class on a regular basis. To go along with CyberHunts, we have WebQuest. WebQuest requires a completion of a series of tasks. The tasks, when combined together, create an entire project. These are two types of activities that I use a lot in social studies, and because the students have one-to-one computer access, that means that I can do them more frequently, at a faster pace, and on a daily basis. Along with doing these sorts of things, this has enabled us to be involved in paperless homework. Students are able to complete their assignments, whether they be writing or worksheet-based assignments, on their iPad, and then immediately from the program, email them directly into their teachers. This has been a valuable asset for us because what it's managed to do is it's managed to cut back on our copying costs. iPad's one-to-one technology can be a huge cost-saving measure. And for me, I know especially, I have greatly reduced the amount of copies that I've had to do. I can immediately upload the students' assignments to a website or email it directly to the students. They fill out the homework and then they email it right back. Students can always work from home, they can work in study hall, or they can work in class at any point because their homework is always at their fingertips. They don't have to run to their lockers to get things. It's right there in front of them. Having the iPads in the classroom has allowed me to flip my classroom. Now, what exactly is flipping? Well, it's a teaching style that basically has flipped our curriculum around, so that instead of in class getting the lecture, students are getting a lecture at home. And instead of doing their homework at home, students are doing that in class. Now, this does require a lot of effort on my part, but it is something that I have seen great improvements in student response to. I record the lectures using Screencast-O-Matic, which is a screencasting web-based program that allows me to take my PowerPoints and my voice and provide them to the students. Every evening, students go home, they listen to the recording. If they do not have internet to listen to the recordings, students have been able previously to download my PowerPoints, which I also make available, and they get the information at home. When they come to class then, we start class with a journal question that we used to have to do at the end. Instead of taking an entire class period to do notes, we continue basically to keep on going. Then, students will respond to what they've heard from me, and they will then do their homework in class. I've greatly seen a change in the students' attitudes because what they basically do is they ask more questions. I didn't realize before how many questions students really have on their homework. This also allows me to do more enrichment-based projects, like recreating the Dead Sea, seeing videos about climbing Mount Everest, researching new tourist spots, and other beneficial activities that maybe previously they would not have had time to do. This change has been extremely beneficial and has allowed them to learn more in the process. It also allows me to move through information faster and to provide students with more one-to-one time. One-to-one technology has done a lot for us. On top of that, it also allows the teachers and the students to communicate more. If a student is absent, the teacher can simply email the information or it is provided on something like my website. Students can email me questions at any time of the day and I can respond. I've had students email me as late as 11 o'clock at night and as early as 5:30 in the morning. Those students are extremely active and they are always wanting to know information. This allows us to increase communication so they better understand. Now that our 6th through 8th grade students in their situation have one-to-one access, it's time for us to do something about our 9th grade. We need to put those students on the one-to-one path as well. I will provide you with the recommendations that you need to make the decision to make our 9th through 12th grade a one-to-one school.